You boot up the game. You wake up from your bed and start exploring your new room, a place you'll get very familiar with. You make a new entry in your diary. Ever since the move, I sometimes can't tell if I'm awake or dreaming. The days are starting to blur together. You leave your room and catch your mom barricading the door of her room with planks. She tells you it's because it stinks. As she leaves, you see a black shadow roaming the hall. You are in for something. With that in mind, you start playing with a bowling ball and accidentally drop it on your cat. Fuck. At least she has a key in her gut. Your sister passes by to go play her piano, doesn't seem to care about the dead cat. Your mom is making you breakfast, the shadow is roaming the kitchen. She tells you can have frog legs for dinner. She finishes up the sandwiches and then slips up on the floor and dies, as she should. I mean, frog legs? French freak. You pick up the milk from your fridge to heal your mother, naturally, and a head pops up behind the kitchen window. You talk to the woman in the window and she extends her neck to greet you. Oh, hello, young lady. I was just peeping a little. I smelled blood and thought something may be wrong. There's always something interesting going on around here, and you seem to be in a predicament. Your sister is pure of heart. The house has her in its icy grip. She can't fight back. You must guide her to safety. You plan to do so, but your mom resurrects and cuts your head off on the table. That could be your potential first day in the original house game, getting used to the environment and trying to realize what you have to do. That is also the whole game loop. You wake up 1,000 times to die 1,000 times, trying to beat the game that the house is playing with you. But you died only once so far, let's wake up again. It might take a little less to beat the house, gather the clues, and piece together why the house is doing all this. You wake up again, just another day in the office. You check up on your sister this time. She hates everything, figures. You kill your cat for the key in its gutty works. You don't even know what it's for. You check up on your sister while she's playing the piano. I'm sure the chandelier that's moving by itself won't be a problem. You leave and your cat's alive again. You go up to her to get rid of loose ends, but she ties up your intestines instead. You wake up and kill your cat again. You realize that the key is for the room at the bottom left corner of the hall. You enter the old room and find a bucket before a giant rat jumps in through the window and starts chasing you around. One of the last strange things that happened under this roof. You check up on your sister again and she is dead and now on fire. Just great. Your mother died in the meanwhile and is after you too, but she thankfully dies again when Dad comes home, with a knife. He might have lost a bet at his workplace. You place a bear trap to stop him, but he doesn't need his legs to eat your face. What a delightful day that was. Worth being written down in a diary. At first, it hurt, but I'm starting to not feel it. I can't even tell what's real anymore. I've woken up to the same day 3 times now. Instead of killing your cat this time, you simply lure it away to take the key which was actually under her. You enter the rat hole and take a bucket and an axe that you didn't notice the first time you were there. You take a similar approach with your mother as you did with your cat and place a bucket on the sleepy tiles to take in the leaking roof. You remember the barricaded door and use an axe to open it up. In your parents' room, you find a rifle. Might be useful. You can make out a trapdoor under the carpet. You check what's in there and you find a dead body. Duh. Everything is going your way until you enter the room with your deceased sister and a vengeful shadow person who wants to rip you in two. You check your diary the next day. Melody hasn't been the same since it happened. Mother tried to pretend it didn't. I can still smell his rotting through the house. You find out you can talk to your doll, which has some interesting things to say, which I will delve into later. Your deceased sister eats you. The rat doesn't after you feed him, seems like a nice creature. Your cat catches on fire and Dad comes home. Now you know what to do. You place a bear trap and load up a gun. No legs? No problem. No abdomen? You can just jump around with your esophagus and melt up your daughter with acid blood. The next day you make too much noise and manifest the ghost of your grandma. Accidentally kill yourself twice. A hand out of the fridge takes your mother after she dozes off. Who cares? You have 2 bullets now. Dad comes home and you can cut him in half and then you shoot him in half and then you shoot him for real. It's over. You fall to your knees, exhausted. Father is dead. His head rolls over and his glassy eyes shift at you. Just that wait once and no more. The darkness retreats, but somewhere distant a flashy heartbeat continues. The house is alive, who could have known? The doll speaks to you. You must think you're so clever, don't you? I bet you didn't even do it on your own. You're wasting your time anyway, you know? It never ends. And she was right. You wake up again. He's not human anymore. I don't know what he is, but it's not him. Is it strange that I felt relief after? This time you find another room in the house that just appeared. I actually didn't, I said that for plot convenience. I'm just using footage from a YouTuber that didn't see the door. Anyways, that's the bathroom. You flush the toilet and you hear something. There's something in there. I can hear it whispering to me. It wants me to do horrible things. Maybe it will stop if I listen. You listen some, kill your cat and mom. You go back to the toilet and it comes out after a flush. What's this? A child? I sense potential in you. Before it flushes back in. I'm sorry. You out the rest and then you wait for father to come home. Tabby, I'm home. You've been a very good girl. Blood pools in doorways and seeps into the carpet. Splatter covers the walls. It drips from your fingertips. Your father grins madly and embraces you. The darkness swallows you both, leaving nothing behind. How cute. You really think you can get through this? I don't even care anymore. I was trying to help you. But go ahead, waste your time all you want. I bet you couldn't even do it without a snail anyways. By the way, you found a snail named Marty. When carrying him on your head, you can regain stamina faster. It's a strange game, okay? I thought it would be harder than it was. To think that the sight of blood made me queasy before, now it feels as natural as breathing. This time, if you do everything right, save your family from the house. When father comes home and the clock sounds, you are free from the curse, if only for a while. It did not seem possible. The day stretched on, and the darkness grew bold. The curse on your house insurmountable, but now the house is still. The endless gnawing dread replaced with a warm meal, and you return to your old, familiar life. So, you're still at it, huh? Didn't you hear what I said? Just give up, won't you? This is your reality now. There's no way out. Stop trying. Just accept your fate, won't you? Stop resisting destiny. I won't tell you again. It never ends. I did everything. For a brief moment, everything was back to normal. It didn't matter. I still woke up again in this room. I can't take much more of this. Before we get to the ending where you actually free yourselves from the house, there's a stranger specific route that you can do. You have to save your sister from the piano, the stool, and the toilet, and then give her a doll while she's worn out in bed. When father comes home, she will play her flute and he'll fall to his knees, free from the curse. Your sister's song frees the house, the dark burns away and the sound echoes throughout. Deep shadows retreat from your father's eyes, the curse lifts, but at what cost? So you're still at okay, I'm tired of this doll. I remember when father would hum that song to us before bed. It always put us at ease. It just hurts my ears now. Now, if you've paid attention to the grandfather clock in the hall, it's full of bloody cracks. If you take the axe and go for it, Time stops. Hungry husks now roam your house. A giant sinkhole opens in the main hall. The entity within becomes apparent. When you go to the cellar in your parents' room, the dead guy's soul is in there. Nothing weird. In the room though, two eyes are looking at you. You can pop them with a slingshot, no biggie. In the basement, a giant mouth took the rat's place. You can break its teeth with a bowling ball. In the piano room, fingers will try to crush you as you're running around. You can cut them off with an axe. Marty will join you in killing the house, and finally, the heart of the house will rise from the giant hole, held by chains. It only takes one bullet and everything will start shaking. You fall into the shadows. The soul of the house, I'd imagine. Your family's toys are scattered everywhere. You find an old man playing with them. He falls to his knees when he sees you.
Come here, Tabby. You mustn't leave. We've been having so much fun. You need me.
This bitch again. You're a fool! A fool! A dumb, insignificant... Hey, what are you doing? Oh, wait! Stop! There's no hard feelings, right? Go ahead and leave. I won't get in your way. Okay, I lied. It doesn't. Please. You cut it two in half. It feels like so long ago. That house, my family, my arm. It feels like a dream. Like I wasn't in control. But I'm free. I'm moving on my own now. What a beautiful day. That was the original The House. Quite frankly, the game is amazing. The silly, kinda off, pixelated graphics fit extremely well with the brilliant Dreamcore soundtrack, which is only natural with the time loop aspect of you waking up every morning to the same day, because, you know, that's bound to not feel real. Man, this game is such a vibe, so cozy. But enough about vibes, it clearly succeeded in that. The real problem of the game is, what the hell happened? And I mean problem as in question, not like a problem, like... The game is great, it's just very weird story-wise. And that's what I'm here for, the tale of time. Who is the old man? What are the entities? Why are the entities? Well, the game is not done yet. You can wake up again. Sometimes I find myself dreaming of this place. I can feel it pulling me back, like I never even left. But I remind myself, this time it's just a dream. An old memory. From here on, you can get 2 new diary entries. One is gained when you kill 3 frogs that are now scattered around the house as ordered by the neighbor. That will cause a giant evil frog to come instead of your father to kill you. And you can kill it instead. The beast falls over, suddenly still. He has croaked. The flies rejoice with their oppressor vanquished. The croaking turns silent as the little frog beckons you to come closer. Hey there, thanks for saving me. I don't know how long I've been inside that beast. What a nightmare. I'm just glad it's over. You sure are a hero, ain't you? Where shall I hop next? Maybe I'll stick around here for a while. You look like you could use a friend. Now, get some rest. I'll see you again soon. What the flip is this game, my guy? I had another nightmare about the house. It was different than I remembered. Or maybe I am. It felt good to use my arm again, and it seems I made a new friend. Another journal entry can be gained when you water Melody's plant until it grows big and strong. Melody always loved gardening. Our old house had flowers everywhere. Even though she's gone, I know she would have loved it. Well, that's the game. It really doesn't tell us much. We get limited exposition about the characters because you mostly just talk with them, but through that, a lot is implied, and a lot is left to be desired. That's probably why the game got a DLC where you play as Tabby's sister, Melody, as she now lives in the house as it is now affected by the loop. The mother is constantly making sandwiches, the rat is constantly eating them, that's sad, and Tabby laughed as we saw. There's also new entities around the house, like the ghost of your grandma who is guiding you. Melody's boyfriend, the dead kid in the basement, can now kill her when puppeted, but can also come to your side if affected by Melody's flute. That is also how you deal with the most threats in the game and free them from the house's grasp, which is essential for surviving. Your father, mother, and boyfriend Toby. When the curse is lifted from them, they can help you beat the face collector which arrives at 6 am. He's also known as Jitso. His name is Jitso. He's also known as the face collector. He'll come to take your face. Your mom, dad, and Toby will help you with dealing with him, but will die in the process. They will make him tired, and then you, as Melody, can snip his knees, and he'll fall under the house where the old man resided who is now a tree. You don't have to see that immediately, because you should say your goodbyes to everyone first, before jumping after Jitsu.
Can you believe it, Melody? We did it! He's done Ezo. I guess that means you can blow this joint. I wish I could come with. I'm just so happy you're free. Don't forget about me, okay? We really showed him who's the boss around here, huh? Looks like you're gonna be heading out now, eh? Look, I'm sorry about the boy. Something took over me. Try to forgive your old man, okay? Bye, kiddo. Melody, I wish I could have done more, being a better mom for you girls. Try and remember me as I was, before this house. Goodbye, sweetie. Melody, sweet girl, you did it. I'm not sure what you did, but it sure was something. The house doesn't feel so dark anymore. Bye, sweetie.
This bitch again.
So, does this mean you're leaving? It went by so fast, and we only played one game. Do you even remember me? I know I've changed. But so have you, right? I don't blame Tabby for slicing me up. It was pretty rude, being possessed and all. But it felt so good to be alive. It never ends. Just kidding.
Gosh. Anyways, in the Underrealm, Jitsu is dead. Surrounding him are the people whose faces he has claimed. As mentioned before, the old man is now a tree. You find a faceless poking your sister with a stick. You come to her. I always loved it here. Do you remember? Before everything. Just me and you together in the garden. But now it's just an old memory, a fading reflection. That's the game, folks. Now, with all the information we were given, most of which I skipped to focus on the plot happening, I think we can put together the story of the house with internal and external sources. I'll put Marty here and his color will decide how legitimate my claims are. If what I'm saying is info from the game or the devs, he will be green. If it's something implied, he will be blue. And if it's something I'm making up for the convenience due to the very brief information given, he will be red. Also, he will be gray if it's me commenting. Sometime before the events of the game, there was a boy who lived with his family in Japan. He liked his life there, but there was a catch. His family, for whatever reason, was cursed by bad spirits. In an attempt to flee from the forces of evil, him and his family moved to a spiritual house in the mountains, but the curse followed them and corrupted the spiritual energy of the village. For this reason, the family was very strict about what anyone could do in fear of the spirits doing something bad to them. Everyone in the family would spend most of their lives driving away the spirits with rituals, which worked, but they really didn't have a lot of control over their house. But they at least succeeded in having a mere resemblance of a normal life now. The boy, who was now a man, was able to marry a woman and have a son. This made him the man of the house. He continued the rituals that warded away the bad spirits. As time passed, every single member of the man's original family was gone. His son, James, grew up, curse-free, and started a family of his own in a different place, while the man, now grandpa, lived with his wife in the house, still warding away the spirits. One day, one of the spirits was able to talk to him. Akaname, also known as the toilet monster, saw potential in the old man. She offered him control of the house in exchange for letting them in. He had no reason to do that, of course. His life was fulfilling, in a way. Then, thinking about it, he got angry. Why was this happening to him? How come his son gets to live a normal life while he is still bound to the house because of his now deceased family's misdeeds? It wasn't fair. He was tired. He wanted to take control of the life he never had. He eventually stormed off, and the spirits that he was warding away all this time were clustered together and all entered the place. The man did not care. He let them claim his wife. The spirits were pleased. They gave him the role of the puppet master, the overlord. He became what he feared since he was a boy. But he had everything he ever wanted, didn't he? Along with a few new friends. The Akaname, the yokai that enjoys the filth and scum that collects in the bathrooms, is also very murderous and manipulative naturally. Banshee, a very hungry spirit, lurks around death and likes her food warm and moving. A giant centipede that hides in tight spaces, waiting for a meal to come to it. The Lankler, also known as the string bean titty monster, hides in the depths of the fridge, also likes killing. The seamstress, a spirit that wants to be alive again. Various shadow spirits, evil and passive. A spider rubber duck, whatever. An evil rug, an evil piano. And finally, Jitsu. He collects the faces and the souls of those who survived the residence of the house. That is Grandpa's world, his home, his house. The aura of the house was also able to affect those around it as well, making a garbage rat a giant gluttonous monstrosity, a frog an evil frog, and a snail a dexterous snail. Not to mention, it also gave all these animals a personality and a way to talk to humans. The neighbor also got cursed with a very long neck, although she doesn't mind it. Before you ask, I don't know why it works this way, but it's a weird game. Now, the house is empty and awaiting new owners. All that move in never move out, being claimed when possessed. Excess bodies were left to starve in the Shadow Realm. Others become corrupted and agents for the house. Grandpa enjoyed the control, but was getting bored of new faces all the time, until something peculiar happened. His son and his family moved into the old man's house, and he's about to have some family fun. I already explained what happens next, but there's a better alternative to rewatching this compressed slog of a video. Play the game for yourself, if you're able to, that is. I'm not, so I watched numerous YouTubers play it, you know, that's the footage I used. But guess what? I credited them all at the beginning, so I think I'm good. So, this game gives me heebie-jeebies and the opposite of that at the same time. I already had my speech on my love of vibes in media, not only in this video but also in the introduction video, which firmly stands at one view. Listen, I don't like being this guy, but if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Okay, that was my coverage of the house. I thought the game was neat, so I made a video on it, as one should, because this game deserves to be talked about. Do I think I did a good job? Well, it is decent, I would say. My lore analysis, I think that was the weakest part, and that is hardly my fault, I would say. I originally thought that the game was happening in the US, but then I saw that Japanese doorway, so I thought, nah. But the game might have its own world, who's to say. Also, I had a theory that the toilet monster is actually Melody and that the Lankler is the mother, but I didn't know what to make of that, so I made the story be very plain. Hopefully all this will be cleared up in House 2, which is coming out very soon, like this summer soon. There's a beta version out now, and while I do like it, it is very different from the original, which I love with sequels and I'm all for it. The game is very cute and moody, which is the most important part to me when it comes to me liking a horror game. The moody part, that is. Cute can be replaced with grotesque and I wouldn't mind. And guess what? House 2 has both, in the form of a little one-armed tabby shooting a still life version of herself, which looks... she's seen better days. I hope Markiplier plays the sequel, because God knows this game deserves attention. That's all I could tell you about the game at the moment. The original art style leaves a lot to the imagination. The new one is not hiding its sand. Holy shit. The story is cryptic, which is something I like usually, but here it's weird. Since, you know, presumably it's happening in the lushy mountain parts of Japan, but people are called James and Lisa and Tabitha. Anyways, I have faith in the developers to make sense of all this by the end of the summer, while my pepperoni is spoiling the sun. Until then, I'm Pepperoni Panini, and I'll catcha when I catcha. See ya.